Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. This is Gnomes. Today we're gonna rush a marathon on this 52 conventional facial mocap expressions shape keys for Blender, in Blender, made for interactions, right, with mocap. Facial mocap. So I've never done the 52 that's quite daunting, right? But fortunately nowadays there are good references online. It's a bit hard to find in the beginning if you're not familiar, but so I'm referencing two YouTubers at least. There are more guides and stuff, but I must say that for me it wasn't easy to find. Took me weeks actually to really start to understand better how this works. So I have this guy here, We Learn from Mobile, so he makes add-on free and paid, so I think it's if you can support and you like that, he has really good tutorials and information, documentation, yeah, and he makes these add-ons that may help into the making the shape keys. But I have another method, but I believe this video he's using there, I didn't even know how. We have this movie clip editor in Blender, so you can add. So I've downloaded that, right? It's free from that guy. I think probably he has made this, but I'm not sure. The video it's not clear, but it looks like the style he was working on, so I believe it's him. Anyways, he was the guy who got the link and provide this source. So I'm drinking some coffee here, so for the noise, folks. So here is the 52. Of course he made this video. Let's see, we need to make the timeline. I've already counted here. We get about 52 seconds. Like, he made this also, or this video is supposed to be used with the add-on, so we have a special method that would automate the generation. But I'm gonna use this one as you see, each one is 10 seconds. So this is there's a value into this timing, so I'm not sure we can reproduce this very well without, but I think it's not a problem. All we want is to have the 52 shape keys. And so the cool thing about this video, why I'm using it, it's also because, well, it's all clean here. You see all the animation of the expression, what they look like, so it's very intuitive, right? So there are some things for the eye, the blinks, then the jaw. Then we have some lateral shape keys. So I have to, because I have a mirror modifier for the mouth, I will probably have for now to ignore the separation, because my rig is not done yet. So a good reason would be to, if I had the face separated from the body, this would be another story. But because I haven't finished rigging, I'm afraid that if I apply the mirror modifier now, when I will, even if that I can recreate it later on, I'm afraid I'm gonna explode some features. So yeah, so I intend to not just do one side, right? So it will be symmetric, it will be simultaneous both sides, left and right. And then let's see, so I'm not gonna try to understand everything here, but it's not so complicated, right? And then, okay, so it ends. There's also some other sites that show them, but it's like this video is super good documentation, right? So I think for me this is enough. Also because I have watched, so here We Learn from Mobile has these two videos here. He explains many features of his add-on and how it can automate, and also this helps to understand what we really need to do in Blender to achieve the result for facial mocap. And then there's another guy here, Shonzo, which is a VTuber or something like that, and now he is making I think in his or her, I don't know. In his channel, he has got the he started to make live streaming recently. Actually, I think he streamed somewhere else. Yeah, probably. I didn't follow, but occasionally there was some content, and here this video is very, it's dense, but it's very good because he goes from start to end of all the 52 and even some extras there with. So this is quite advanced and very good rigging techniques here for shape keys, but it's not the only way to do it. So I'm not gonna do his way, but the cool thing, another cool thing about this particular video is very didactic, right? Well, didactic. It's a workflow, so that's a good workflow here. So I've watched this entirely and took notes of everything. So this is quite good content here, sort of tutorial like. But it's that sort of slightly nightmarish thing of modeling, sculpting shape keys, right? So I don't like very much, but that works. And in this mesh, apparently it was quite regular mesh for the lips, quite simplified lips mesh, so maybe that helped a lot. So the workflows is actually very good. So the ideas, and there are lots of all the shape keys are probably here, and in the end there are other stuff. So I'm gonna use this and this one actually. So this is Shonzon, this is we learn from mobile. So this guy here, the we has the add-on, so maybe you download if you think that can be useful. I don't know, I haven't experimented yet because I have a different method, but none of those YouTubers they presented that other approach, but they present other approach. So I think I would support this guy who had the resources because I think he's doing a great job in demonstration this demonstrating this and making those developments, right? So maybe I would like to support. So anyways, then also there's this video that I believe it's from him that I'm gonna totally use here. So and so ethics, right, folks? We need to make recognition for the masters, right? When someone brings some idea, it's good to reference, right? So, and lots of YouTubers don't really do that very often. So it's kind of, and also sometimes it's difficult, right? We don't have the culture of sometimes like stealing or not stealing, just not referencing. We got on the technique here and there. Oh, it's a small thing, nobody will care. But actually, this is not good practice. It's community practice, right? So this is bullshit, right? Bullshitting people. So we need to make some effort in recognizing when we find good stuff and recall the attention from. Even though, yeah, there's always some risk. Perhaps, like there would be sometimes if you don't know the source, maybe the guy that made some content might be hiding something. So it's a history of stuff. So at least it's good to make some reference whenever possible, right? Alright, folks, so enough talk about that. So I myself, for this case, I'm gonna make those references also because I recognize that their content is really good. But anyways, now we gonna start. So I believe it starts with the eyes, right? So I don't really know how to use this movie clip editor, but it's just like that. You open open a video. I've already got the video downloaded there. There's a zoom in, zoom out, so it's very straightforward. But here apparently we don't have the control of the timelines. We need to expand here the frame range, right? So this is what I did from the action editor. It could be the timeline, doesn't matter. So let's reset. I'll need some bones here, and let's see, and solo all. Yes, this is very bad. Let's get the master face. Yeah, so I know already that This has the, yeah, this has the eyes, right? And so it starts with, let's save here. It starts with, okay, it starts with, can we, yeah, we can use the hold control, zoom, right? I blink left, I look in left, okay, I look out left, I look up left, I squint left, what is squint? Oh, okay, first is look down, okay, then all the 4 directions, then squint is like, oh yeah, it's this kind of thing, you get a bit, yeah, okay, just a little thing, I can do that. So it's the orbicularis oculi muscle, but only from the bottom, right? Then we have eye wide left, oh, expansion like a surprise. We could do this for, yeah, this squint we could do for up and down, I believe. So I blink right, okay, then there's the other side all together. Okay, so okay, let's start. So first there is a eye blink. So here I need a shape key for the eye blink actually, because my rig is not adequate for that right now the way I have done it, right? So because my rest position is the rest position. Oh, there's also something annoying about the, oh yes, the eyelashes are separated mesh. It's a little complicated, so I'll have to probably, yes. So first thing, let's get here. I sense I'll have to address the this thing here. Yeah, let's no, it's the armature. So, oh, of course, this is edit mode, of course. So, all right, the armature modifier, because there are some shrink wrap bond constraints there. Now I still have problem with the this mesh separated. All right, so how we'll solve that? I believe it will be a question of okay, so it's not the solidify, it's not the armature. I'm probably gonna duplicate the mesh there. Inherit some vertex groups probably, yeah. So let's isolate this and this. I totally forgot about the eyelashes. That will cause so much difficulty. Okay, let's get here and here. Probably let's get something else instead. So I'm gonna save a backup here. Okay, let's Shift H that. I'm gonna boldly delete these vertices here. Then I'm gonna go back on the mesh. I want this edge ring here. Shift D, duplicate that. P, separate by selection. Then I have that object here, which is alright. So unfortunately I'm on a shape key, but I think there's no problem here. So I'm gonna to shift click here and Control J. Now I have to isolate, assuming this is correct. Yeah, it should be correct. So we can try to bridge edge loop. Is that a correct thing? This doesn't like it gonna work. Oops, wrong operator. Okay, no, this is not. I need to. Oh, there we go. So there's this. Probably I don't know if that is the correct thing, but oh yeah. So maybe this went here. No, it was not like that. So it's something like in here then. No, also not. Alright, so sorry folks, that is maybe I keep the geometry before that. Yeah, let's load here. It's very unfortunate. So what I'm trying to do here is very simple. I just it should be simple like that. So why? Oh, maybe there's another. Yeah, there. I'm lacking some. Oh yeah, okay. So that's what's happened. This mesh is like a bit outdated, right? So what I'm going to do is just gonna a little small outdate actually. So hide this, just maintain that other, then gonna pick this, then unselect this, right? So yeah, this is the opposite, right? No, it's this one. Okay. Shift H that. Actually, just H that. Let's get then the mesh there. This is fundamental because if I start to make this should be its priority. Shift D P. Then usually in this rig I wouldn't separate the eyelash from the face, but because a new finding for the eyebrows interaction, eyes interaction, so for cartoony expressions I had to adapt, right? So it's likely this will be a very long live stream, but it's a special live stream. Usually I have a special dedicated time for streaming, but in this stream I'm gonna so get some object which is hard to locate. Okay, if I hide this, then I find this one here. Yeah, so this is the extra there, so Control J. Alright, finally Shift H, so now they are joined. I can save. This is the extra file, so I haven't destroyed anything yet. I'm probably gonna delete all these shape keys here, they don't matter right now. So we got, probably I'm gonna hide this, it doesn't matter because it is what it is, right? Alright, so probably here we're gonna make a subdivision that was missing, and gonna just, so at any time I can hide here to remake these connections, right? To see what was going on, right? So the hidden mesh is the old one, right? So it's just a reference for the topology here. Because it's I'm not having a good idea. Remember, is that like, okay, there was a trigon there in the end, so alright, and that should be it. Then for the other one we get nothing changed apparently, so it's just bridge edge loops, and well, didn't really, but then oh. Okay, so it bridged the edge but didn't create face. Okay, let's do this manually then. And now I'll have to delete the old ones, which will be a bit tricky, right? The problem is that all the mesh is connected now. Welcome, Vali. How you doing, bro? So I have received your message. So yeah, about the book. How you doing, bro? So not yet, unfortunately, but I was doing the tutorial, right? The chapter 7. It will take a while. Maybe by this time you're still already going forward, but I've started. That's what matters, so I intend to continue. So I'm overwhelmed with this character thing here, and I'm about to conclude, right? And today I'll be doing this facial mocap until the very end, right? It's really time consuming. Let's continue here. So I'm really sorry I wasn't able to follow you up on the content, right? On the course, but I'm still trying. I will still give you feedback whenever I get something of interest from the content, right? I haven't forgotten. I'm just being covered by so much things here. Alright, so let's get here. Yeah, so the problem is okay, this is the old one, because the face loop is like this one. So delete edges, right? Now if I select this and hide, this seems to be correct. I duplicated such vertices. Nice, you work multiple characters. I'm still in chapter 731 video now. 731, right? This looks like advanced, right? It's like chapter 7 is I think is the last one, right? Or is the one that and then the skinning, whole skinning, right? And yes. And what have you been looking at? That is, have you found any particularly interesting how to say helper bone armature deform system for joints, something like that, for better deforms on the characters? It looks like that chapter would be dedicated to this kind of stuff, right? So meanwhile, okay, then I'm going here. This is just edge crease. It's not gonna be necessary here, but yeah, so let's take it off and revamp it here. The seams are just for organization. Alright, so there's also here, I think I have double faces. This seems to be the new one. Oh no. This is bad, folks. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I don't know which is the... Oh, there are a lot of... Okay, so this is terrible. Dumbfounded ponytail, high complicated rig to my mind, but cool using by Benny Bones. Oh yes, so ponytails, yes, that can be the way I'm using those things now is by using I'm exploring a technique with inverse kinematics for those kind of features. You can check here actually. I'm gonna have to remake this, recover the file, but let's just show here. I was making a system with I-key for certain features like ponytail. So for example, even the eyebrow has a inverse kinematics feature. You see here, there's a mechanism rig, and this is inverse kinematics. So there's actually two features of inverse kinematics I can use. So this is the I-key bone constraint. It comes from rather it's from here to here. So this is the I-key bone constraint will be here on this mechanism bone, and then it so you have this entirely done with this, and then there's also here, so this is inverse kinematics for, and you can use this for ponytail. The other feature is here that's inverse kinematics is auto I-key option, so you can also make those tweakings here from the middle, the bones in the middle. It's not ideal, but it also works. And I had to make the I-key bone constraint here, otherwise just the auto I-key, it would end up pushing the master here. It doesn't pin both sides, so only the I-key bone constraint is able to pin both sides like that. So this is the good thing. So this is kind of complicated to make this overly complicated, but it requires some layering, but it's not like it works. I want to make a tutorial about this setup later on. It's kind of funny, right? You can get stuff like this, right? It's very immediate stuff. And here we have this for the top. We can still tweak individually, right, from F key. And then we have this is F key, and this is the I key. So, and there you have also here, this is I key, this also is I key for the bottom. And if you pick both, they have kind of crazy, right? For the mouth, no, I haven't tried for the mouth, but could work. So just for the eyebrow, so the eyebrow remembers more like ponytail, so you can make something simpler, right? Inverse kinematics for a ponytail. So this ponytail here is just has a for an auto I key, right? If I use auto I key option directly inside Blender, I can have this kind of F key I key control straight ahead. It's just need the connected chain until the ponytail reaches the bases there, right? So the auto pose options, auto I key, right? So this is much simpler, right? This doesn't have a I key bone constraint. This one has I key bone constraint. Okay, so let's go back. Unfortunately, I have lost the process here because of this mesh. Let's save here again. Okay, update. Nice to see. Thanks, eyebrow I key. Yeah, this eyebrow key. So I was trying to find a solution that was useful, and took a while, but in the end I got this idea. Basically, it's based on the idea of the simultaneous I key F key that I was doing for the body. Actually, this whole idea of simultaneous I key F key I got from Pierrick Picot, one of his tutorials. he was demonstrating some experimental elbow pinning, and that didn't work out very well. But in the process of this kind of experimentation, he was talking about rigifiadon and deconstructing the rigifiadon with the deform rig or the F-key rig, I don't know, the deform rig that you have for the deform bone, which is not exactly parented naturally, maybe. Well, it has a copy transformed bone constraint for the head of the bone and a stretch 2 bone constraint for the tail of the bone, the deformed bone, and then this would allow to make those tweaker bones, right, for the that we see in rigifiadon. And so, but the use for that goes much beyond. Hey bro, Fuser, how you doing? Yeah, so today I've started the live stream, one live stream. This is not the main live stream, this is just an extra live stream. So let's continue here. So I need to get this thing. Okay, so now that I know what was going wrong, I'm going to pick these vertices. Oh, actually, yeah, I want to be sure, so I really want to delete. Oh, there's another vertex there. Okay. Ah, I see. Okay, so just in case I messed up again, I'm gonna duplicate this and put it here, so at least I can have a reference there. Okay, so then we're gonna bring here and got it is here. Okay, I see. Is this Shift D P separate selection, Control Tab. Let's go back here. Now I need to get Shift Alt left click. It is the body one, this duplicate, and Shift click left click the here and Control J, right? Well, it seems that nothing happened. Okay, hide. No, okay, it seems that it has been it's getting confusing as hell, but yeah, it's double mesh right there. But then apparently I just did a mistake. I needed to delete first the. Okay, so Control Shift Z. I think this is right before the joining. Yes, because the mesh is still there. Okay, save here. So I'm gonna get here and let's just delete this mesh which is corrupted. These vertices, they are not having the proper waves and the proper properties of the original eyelid, so the mesh is not following correctly. So now that I have this, I can pick this mesh. Where is this correct? Okay, then pick Shift click this one, then this one, Control J, and now they are here. Now I have to make the proper connection. So this is gonna be simple. I just need to subdivide here, and yes, so to simplify, so there was one trigon, and then let's hope that this will it's unclear if this will bridge edge loops. Oh, it worked. Okay, despite it was side by side, that seems to have worked. Then with the inverted, okay, we see that this is wrong. Let's recalculate. Flip Alt Shift N, I think. Shift N. No, it's not like that. Okay, but before I complete this, let's get this one. Then yeah, I remember this. There's another here, so this is new. So it starts from here to. It starts from here to here, and then it starts from here. Okay, then bridge edge loops. There we go. So finally, now we gonna save a new iteration here just in case, because yeah, it works. Mark sim here. Let's rebuild this better to isolate this, right? So backslash numpad backslash control E mark sim, control E mark sim, control E mark sim just for organization, and then shift E is decrease -1, take off everything, select all, shift E 0.3. it's the basis. Just I'm leaving this thing here just in case I use subdivision modifier for test. We don't have a super smooth, this horrid smoothness that this shape the character design. Nice to see. Okay, bro, Blender gets better by each year, totally. And this year is gonna be big. Have you guys seen the Pablo Vasquez is back? Blender today, Blender hoy, the master, the guy knows everything about Blender UI, right? He was a developer, early developer or collaborator of Blender team, the Vasquez, and now he's back with Blender today, and we are gonna get normal flips your mesh. Yeah, normals flipped your mesh, exactly. So we need to flip to the, what is the Control Alt? Did I lost the shortcut possibly? So let's, yeah, she's here. Overlays, face orientations, Shift Control Alt N. All right. So it's because I was on the wrong, I was on X-ray, and then it wasn't working, right? So here, so I think Alt N, recalculate outside. No, Alt N. Okay, just select. Okay, let's select these faces. Alt N, flip. Recalculate inside then. Right. So this is like this, but we have a solidify modifier. Well, we have a solidify modifier that is causing wreak havoc. So don't remember this. Yeah, but this will be annoying, right? So why this is? It's like would be the case that I have. Okay, let's get some reset vectors just in case. So just what could be the cause of this? Oh, I know. It's because the vertex group got messed up. So the vertex group here for this is the also, oh, maybe it could be the shape keys also. This madness. When I joined the object, it came with shape keys, so we don't need any of this. But no, it was not the shape key, so it's probably the vertex group, right? Because it's for the solidify. So I got just here. Yeah, we got some strange mesh here, so vertex groups, but we need to find on the bottom the modifier for the solidify. It is here. Let's go to edit it, Control 7. Let's see, select. Yeah, it's completely disrupted. So actually the main idea here is simple. This has a value of let's say Shift X is 0.3. Okay, this is default because these are intermediary. So I just need to retake some vertices here, like these ones and here, and for these ones we're gonna assign 100. Okay, no, gonna assign 100 to them. 1, yeah, 1, and this one 0. So this is a gradual solidify modifier, very subtle result actually. So you have, yeah, now this is working. So this means that I have this solidify modifier for the eyelashes is very straightforward, but it has it solidifies from the bases. There you see we have a target vertex group here, which is the one that I've edited, and then there's a factor, but the factor is 0, so everything that is not this vertex won't solidify, and whatever is this on this will use the vertex group coloring, right, to try to reach on one the maximum, which would be these settings here. So without the solidify, so this is why I've deleted the vertices, and the vertices had the effect on the solidify modifier because of the target vertex group. Okay, I'm gonna save here, and let's see if there's anything that perhaps I might have missed. No, numpad \, let's go back here, shift control alt N, and something weird about the material. Looks like the material, yeah, it has the material of the skin, so just got here and here, and let's got a sign, and there we go. So if we go on object mode, that's still not good. So why this is happening is now I don't understand. Because I've copied all the vertex groups. This is unexpected behavior. It should be completely aligned. The vertices were the same of the eyelids. So okay, let's try to. I have some. Oh, yeah, the vertex groups maybe. Okay, so of course, okay. So these vertex groups, I need to transfer everything. It's late night, bro. My site won't sleep. See you another day. Yes, thanks, Valley. So thanks for being around. So good luck in the ending of the tutorials, and yeah, I nearly got this. So good luck on that, and see you next time. We'll be chatting back in the Discord channel. Have a nice rest, bro. So here we got yes, so I believe what's happening here is that the wave painting is not matching. I need to update the wave paint, and for that I will override everything. Yeah, so it is likely that except for the eyelash, I will delete everything else, batch delete all unlocked groups. I'm gonna delete this thing. So now it's not working, but then we're gonna get this and this, and we're gonna have transfer match data vertex groups is another method. So the source mesh object is now the active element in the selection, the multi-selection of objects, and here vertex group nearest face interpolated, and by name, if it's not here, it's by oh yeah, how great that I can't see it. By name. Oh yeah, okay, so active layer now, all layers, there we go, and replace exactly, but no, this is still insufficient. what could be this? Looks like some shrink wrapping event. Yeah, it's like some shrink wrapping bones of the rig are not some shrink wrapping bones of the rig are not affecting the well, I could try to cheat, but it's not temporarily. Let's just make a test here. Generate shrink. It's just actually different shrink. Of course, this will. Let's use the target. Let's target that and target. Okay, that and. I could say temporarily this could work, but it's not what I need for this rig. I would need to convert this into some sort of. It looks like that. No, it is still not working, so this on surface seems to be, yeah, but then there's intersection. Really bad, right? So 0.001. Yeah, then okay, so I don't remember. The idea to find what's the culprit is like start to disable one by one of the bone constraints there, shrink wrap or whatever. It's something on the control rig probably. This mesh being separated, it is more delicate. The problem is I need to separate it, otherwise the eyebrow will recognize the eyelash as a target to shrink wrap if it's the same object of the face, so it will go crazy. And this, my friends, cannot be avoided. Blender, the shrink wrapping system is not smart enough, so cannot just eradicate it. So the idea is to leave it in another, and then we have these other problems, right? Okay, so I'll ignore this. This is not gonna help, or maybe, hold on. No, also it's not a question of. Also, we could say that with the eyelashes being separated, right? I can probably delete some extra mesh here, right? We don't need those things in this. Maybe I'll regret this decision, but yeah, these verses are not needed. Okay, so because this might be a disruption, I'm not gonna mess up with that anymore. I'm gonna start working from this nonetheless. The thing that I'll have to create the shake key for both these mesh objects, so this is kind of annoying. And I totally forgot before. So okay, first the eye blink, right? Shape key. So for getting the eye blink, that will be simple. I have a so sorry about all this time consumed in this other stuff, but this is how complicated we need to have a my rig is complicated too much, right? So I have trying to integrate. I had this bad time unexpected things, right, that needs to be addressed in one way or another. So I think it will be safe. I can still correct the problem there of the gap between the eyelash and the face and the eyelid with some later adjustment, so it doesn't it probably won't be problem to try to pose here. So what I need here is to, well, it's not this is the outliner, so I've just exchanged from the place of what I was looking for is the bone manager add-on extension here, and we're gonna get for the upper face, and here I just need to look for the, yeah, so these are the eyelashes, right? So we need just to find a good pose here, and this is where I would even do a corrective shape key for that. Oh, but the eyelashes are not entirely automated. No, they were automated. Oh, they lost the waves maybe. Okay, so I think the waves, yeah, so there's little, won't take too much to recover that, so it's just when I did the transfer there. So actually it looks like that I did all that for nothing, right? Just to break my, yeah, I'm just gonna check here. If that's the case, I've just, this is a top, yeah, this, oh, the eyelash seems to be, yeah, but I suspect that the rig got broken, so I'm gonna save here, and again let's go back to before everything, and we're going to test here the control per face. Okay, you see this is working, it's just that there's the gap. Okay, so probably when that thing broke all the thing that I've changed the vertex waves, and so I lost the wave painting of the eyelashes. So here we have the automation, which is adequate, but this is where I'm gonna take advantage of the shape key system for making a special correction here. So I'm gonna get the, yeah, so I need to create a rest pose for this, right? I would have a perfect rest position here if the rest position for the eyes were closed, but then we have difficulty for the open one. So this is this kind of rigging challenge that there's no way around. You try to solve something, to optimize something, you get problem on the opposite condition, because there's just one, there's no worse and bad. So I think it's a question of choice, what chimera we want to face, right? Let's see here. So I prefer to face the closed eyes chimera than the open eyes chimera, because usually the character design, the character has the eyes open, right? So I prefer to have a perfect eyes open rest position, right? Or rest pose, as close to the character design as possible, and then just try to mitigate the, okay, so something like this. I could even get these bones here to get as a pose asset here, just as a backup, right? So it will be in the action editor, I think. No, it's not this. And no, I need a new action. Yes, a new action. Let's Then you have here the sidebar. The sidebar has got create pose asset, and just for these bones, yes. And then I'm gonna get this saved as already saved, so this will be like eye blink left. Okay, so this is not the shape key, this is just a pose asset, so I can delete that now, close that action. Now I want to make a shape key for this to improve these shapes, and this I could already use for the blink as a mix, right? So let's get there to the shape keys panel. First for the eyelids. Ideally, actually, I should also... Oh! The problem was because I was using the subdivision surface modifier, which is incorrect for the... So there was no gap actually. Everything was correct since the start. Everything that I thought was wrong was correct. Okay, so it was just a mistake here. This is a backup subdivision surface, not using for this card, which is causing me a lot of trouble, of course, because subdivision surface modifier is great. And but yeah, bad choice by design in this project. Little project, but it's consuming time that is about to get cleared. Yeah, so here there's no mask here, what I'm doing. So I will gonna remake this action. This is simple. Let's get it back. I blink left, pose mode. So I'm just gonna re-record that, right? So it's very simple. We need the bones again. So you see, I'm just gonna try to get the closest, not exactly glued one on the other, just gonna get regular mesh, right? So even though I'm not seeing the eyelash, so yeah, this part the mesh gets a bit messed up. I don't know if I can fix this. So I'll try to cover that. If there's a little of intersection, I think that won't be too critical. Could be something about this one also. Yeah, this some waves there that might be a little compromised. And here this part is very good in terms of yeah. So okay, then pick the bones again, and let's this will be something about smoothing the waves. Yeah, it will be covered by the after I find out what is regarding the waves. So in the action, then recover the action, just pick the bones and reinsert the, actually go back to keyframe 1, reinsert all. No. Okay, so what happened to this? Move this up, move this up. So apparently F here, there was an keyframe 0 insert. Okay, they are updated now. So now I can, if I reset, let's get the action back here. It's back, right? It should be. Looks like I've lost the something about the pose. And clear. So let's do it again. Just some tweaks here and there, and yeah, so this is pushing. Oh, I see. So there's this bone. There's some influence, excessive influence from some eyelid on the top, from on the bottom. So this I can solve right now. Like the eyelids, they form rig here, and probably some bone here, like on the top. There is this one. This is a no, that's eyelid bot, right? They are crossing. This is eyelid top. Yeah, there is C. Oh, there's rogue waves indeed. Okay, so there's it. This is just a stupid rogue waves. I don't see how that could have happened. So gonna just get this, and yeah, a lot of rogue waves actually. There we go. Very fixed now. It's just a pinch of rogue waves, and there might be also here a little problem from the. So this is bottom. Where is the top? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's super hard to see anything here. Deform. Where's the? There are many bones here. It is not the place to select the bones, right? Okay, eyelid bot, which can also take off these waves here. Why not? This could cause some conflict, unnecessary, right? And I'm looking for the direction. Oh, there it is. This one. Eyelid top. Yeah, so also a lot of rogue waves here on the bottom eyelid. So seriously, I was careful about those things, so don't know what the hell happened, but it's clear that we don't want okay, for this case, let's just use the vertex select here and pick just this one and Control X. There we go. And as for these ones, we can also Control X here and actually just smooth this stuff, which is not really working for some reason. So let's turn off the mask then. Right, it's not reaching this these other vertices, but that seems to be fine. So I'm just gonna try to repose here, and yeah, just gonna try to see if there's anything here we can. Okay, alright, this seems good enough. Why those rogue waves there? Maximum, and then hold Control, and that would take off waves. Alright. So this was not supposed to be like that. So now I just, before I go crazy, take this off. There we go, the basic rig, this is it. The basic control rig. So there might be some accidental unsmoothed waves here on this region, but there's also something about the lack of subdivision modifier subdivision surface modifier, so this helps a lot. But you see, this is now is nearly good, and if I derotate a little, maybe I'll have a smoother curvature. Yeah, there might still be some rogue waves here and there, but something to be careful. It will be little details that they don't really compromise the rig, especially if we use the subdivision surface modifier. So okay, so yeah, I'm a bit dissatisfied of this. Also, the reason that it's been so annoying here is that I'm using those converted bendy bones system to regular bones, and this makes everything more complicated. I don't have a lot of those bones, so it's like it's not having the best of the effects. Alright, so I'm gonna repose these eyelids, controller eyelids, just for the here, and so I'm gonna get here to the no, what? Okay, this no, this is wrong. Okay, so I got them selected, right, and I want to keyframe that, and it keyframed the frame 0, so now I'm gonna do keyframe 1 and we F to snap. Okay, so this is the new pose updated and it is saved there, and that is it. So now I got to object mode. Let's get the eyelashes, and we see that the eyelashes are not very well positioned here. So this is where so I won't create a shape key for the eyelids, because the eyelids are okay. So it's just something about the eyelashes. So beyond the automation, I'm gonna create a, so this is a system that I haven't explored too much. So this is eye blink. This will affect both, but of course this will cause some, without a mirror modifier this will be limited, right? So eyelash blink actually, so left and right, but this will be just simultaneous. After I have to separate this. So I'm on the eyelash mesh, and we need to get, the question here is how I will activate this. So it will be activated maybe by the combination of the eyelids bones going, the top eyelids bones going downward, yeah, reaching for a certain value on their z-axis, which relates to the automation of how I did the automation of the eyelashes. So this is kind of complicated, so I rarely did this setup, because usually yeah, that is complicated. So let's try to fix this. Alright, so what's going on here? Alright, so I need to get here, right? Yeah, so I need to it did the mesh from this, right? So it's alongside the armature deform, I believe, right? No, we don't want to be using, although this will be useful, I don't want to move the base, right? So yeah, this can be, so I could start first to solve one and then the other. So this seems to be the top one. I can hide this, but it won't be sufficient. Let's unhide everything. I don't even know what is the top and bottom actually. Oh, this is the top one. But why it has this there's a reminiscence. Okay, because I haven't deleted some features, so this is why there's still a duplicated geometry there. But okay, so this is the bottom one. We're gonna get here. This is the I'm using proportional editing, yeah. So let's go again. Okay, this is the top one. I recognize because of this trigon here. Yeah, so it's frustrating that the automation was in itself not sufficient, right, to get this problem solved, right? But this is because the automation could the automation be used to solve that as well? Yes, but that would require a specialized trick. I would have to have a helper bone sort of that would adjust the. That could be a nice idea. I'll take note about that. Might not be too difficult, but the problem is that I need to be able to shape the eyelash in a way that is regular enough, right? So otherwise shape key is better. But okay, so now I think I can hide this mesh, and for a moment I'm just going to, because this can sort of counteract the automation and can cause really weird results, but the automation on itself, it's not good if when the eyes close they start to cross and collide. So alright, so let's check here. Alright, so this is, now I need to drive this according to the system, right? So let's check here. So just got a reference from the bones, automation of the eyelash deform bones. They basically, this is for the top, so it's like when because this one is the one that moves the most towards the bottom, so it's just like could be the main driver of the automation actually. So it is transformation bone constraint. When it moves like negative 0.014, yeah, something like that. So yeah, I could use either this one, or I think it would be safer to use the eyelid control bone. Otherwise it could cause some limitations, because then when I pose if I need to tweak the pose of the eyelash bone, which might not be adequate, but if I do that I would lose control, because it will be activating it will be conflicting. So okay, add driver. So we're gonna get here the armature, then we got the target bone, then we got the z-axis location on local space, then we're gonna get a negative var because it's on a negative value. So when this we'll need to have a value multiplied by it was negative 0.014, so multiply by 100, something like that, right? And it's not doing anything. It's a negative number, so this is not sufficient. So maybe we do 200, I don't know. This is good, but 250, that is even better. So let's see here. So when I move this thing up, the value remains. It's not good, so okay, now it's not activated. When it is here, it doesn't activate. It doesn't activate, so I'm doing something. Should be simpler actually. It's var, okay. Start to activate. What if we reset? When we reset, it is 0.4. When it moves up, it maintains. Oh, what's the axis of the z? When you move down, nothing is changing. Why this is... No, this is the same thing. Okay, so what is... Maybe I'm driving the incorrect bone tweak. Oh, I'm tweaking the wrong bone, alright. Of course, so it's this one that I need. Edit driver, this. Okay, so I get the poles back. So when we have this, it's 0.2. It's actually 0.002. There's augments, but this is incorrect, so this is 0. Alright, I move this up on the z-axis, it augments. That makes no sense. Yeah, but it augments too little, so it's not relevant. Here it is relevant, and it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Yeah, so this is negative var times 100. That looks to be fine. So I got here. Alright, let's try again. So this is the small value, this is big value. So yeah, there we go. So this activates the driver, this drives the shape key, and that sort of works for the... This one doesn't drive, but we could make the combination nonetheless, but it could be tricky. Yeah, let's keep it simple. It's usually so this one will activate the shape key. It's not yeah, it can cause some problem, right? If the bones are... Yeah, this is not great, right? That's why it needed the combination of bones in order to activate. So like we want this and this, but then we'll still have problem, but at least yeah. So I need to something that will be more widening. When I reach the pose, yeah, this is pretty dumb, right? In this way, I just have this disruption effect. Alright, let's then do the same thing here, and let's edit driver, let's add a variable and transform channel. Then we got this bone, we're gonna get the bottom, and it's not exact on the z-axis location, local space. This one instead will be a positive, and now what I'm doing, this is like negative var, but then we need to multiply this with the var 001 times 100. Yeah, so like now what happens is that the shape key will only activate whenever it will need this one as well. So maybe a shape key on demand, something relational, right? Yeah, so now I'm stuck here with the problem. Yeah, probably the idea of the automation with bones would be better. Yeah, sorry folks, so this super frustrating. I got the shape key, but then okay, the automation is nightmarish. So probably would be something about this bone, if I ever knew what is its position, right? The top, it needs to go to the bottom, right? Like I don't want to create a super driver with all the bones on this position, right? But that will be the correct thing, right? I mean, that will be the okay. So maybe I do this just for this. So I add another input variable, and we got, there are some extra options here, something about distance, but I don't know how to, yeah, distance between two bones or objects, rotational difference, use the angle between two bones, this is also interesting. So let's try this. Maybe it's not so difficult. Armature. Okay, so it looks like we already have the bones here. Alright folks, so this sounds okay. Let's take a risk here. Let's delete all this thing and let's get here to get the eyelid top 001. and the eyelid bot 001, yeah, the left side. Okay, so local space, so the distance expression would be like, so var the distance. What is their distance? Okay, it's var. I don't know which the distance is, but it is giving, it is 0, just the distance times 100. Too much, so times 10. The smaller the distance, the more it needs to grow. So how to express this? We cannot make the var under the, otherwise it's a negative, maybe. No, negative makes no sense. How do you invert this thing? Like this, we can't do this, it will... Wait, it accepted? But it's not clear that will work, so... Maybe I was doing it wrong before, so... Alright, so... Nope, the distance between the bones... not working. Okay, it's beyond 1, of course, so this is leading to we see it is changing. Okay, I'm going to save here, this seems to be working. So, but I need more, so slightly more influence, so it will be like, wait, when I get away it grows, so it's incorrect. Can't be that. That's just a multiplication. But right. is actually working. Okay, 033. Alright. Yeah, then it is a little too much there, but it is true that it gets at 1 there. So I have a problem with the curvature there, like but to compensate that, I could make another proximity distance, so like times, like if I get the copy driver variables, paste driver variable. Oh, okay, that's a shortcut. Got a var b, var a times var b divided by, yeah, the same thing, but this we might have to multiply it by something else, but for now we're gonna get this. Change the bones is just left, and this is just that left, and this bone seems to have a ridiculous name, right? Yeah, all of them have ridiculous name, but I'm not gonna bother right now. We get here, we see that the values are changing, but it's too subtle. We need a strong multiplication. So that means like times 10 is not enough, times 100. So all this times 100, and now nope, that's too much. I would just dump all this shape key thing if I had better, when I have a better alternative, because alright, so you see the shape key in effect, but it's too much, right? We need to reduce this this multiplier, so maybe what is it? Okay, this is 100, then we move this up, we move this up. What do you get here? Oh yeah, this is good. Okay, so now we get, so it's the first time I use successfully this new way of the difference property for variables. Very interesting. Yes, okay, so that took a while, but we got it, folks. So here we go, and also learn how to use this copy driver variables. So you use this property here, driver variable type, actually the distance between two bones. It already gives the set, and then we just have to, then we can combine two of those things, the less distance then it starts to yeah, very tricky for me. So but okay, we got this, and this mistake here is just because of the okay. So that means, folks, that if I open Blender again, what is this file? 61, right? So let's override the 62 here. So here that means that, let's see, it still considers a slow. Okay, maybe I need to close Blender entirely, I don't know. But the fact that it is working, and this is just maybe for making the shape key. So I need here to get the action, right? So recall the action. Yeah, apply, right? And we have the what's happening? Reset. Okay, so these are actually use the driver, so that's very nice, right? I wish I could do this with the automation with armature deform. So let's take a note here, because I have a plan for this now. And let's eyelash, just close, eye blink, armature deform, automation setup, investigate. So of course this is be for the future. Nation setup instead of corrective shape key. Now we gonna get back here to the real thing. Alright, now you can make a proper eye blink with the stylized eyelash. So this is, don't underestimate, this is super complicated. Already making stylized eyelashes in Blenders, they're super tricky. There's the eyelids problems, you name it, there's hundreds of composed problems one after the other. So it, maybe there are better ways, but the fact that this works, so that's nice. So I can activate this. So there we go, we have an eye blink, right? Eye blink left. So let's just shape this into a right, blend from hold on, this is not sufficient. No, this is not sufficient at all. I need to, actually it's the I'm confused here, because there's the eyelash is one thing, right? Okay, so I will get the armature here, and I'm gonna yeah, so the problem that I'm facing here, it's a conceptual problem, technical problem as well, but is that usually on these mocap things we need to have often the meshes, they are merged, but this, in this case, I don't want to merge the mesh because this is destructive. So so I cannot mix this. So this needs to have a shape key, and this needs to have a shape key. And if I want to keep these bases and this setup, right, versatile, and which is the purpose of this project. So I need to create a shape key for this pose, for the eye blink. Fortunately, it's just for the eyes that the eyelashes involved that I need to do this, right? So I need to set the armature deform with the other simultaneously. So one thing that I can do for sure is this would drive the other, but the others, we cannot be confused here. So I need to apply here first. So not apply, save as shape, right? So we got here a eye blink, which if I reset, by the way, we get the eye blink, but it doesn't follow the... I have some, of course, problems with the rest of the mesh, so this is why I needed the isolation. So there's more problems here. So let's delete this. Let's bring back the pose here. It's the armature. We got the pose asset where it is. Pose mode, pose asset here. So this brings the shape keys applying those. The mirror modifier is another question, so I don't need to solve it now. Alright, so I will isolate the let's isolate this mesh here, maybe more. I'm unsure, so I'm gonna just use this orbicularis here. Gonna get add modifier, armature modifier. So actually no, we're gonna disable this, duplicate this one, so this will be like armature eye isolate, and we're gonna backup thing. So we're gonna need a vertex group here, so modifier armature eye isolate. Yeah, it's actually eyes shape keys. Right, so here we got that. Assign. So this doesn't include the eyelash because the eyelashes are on a different mesh object. So now I have this. This might not be sufficient for everything. Target here, but at least now the only thing that will deform would be the this mesh there. Otherwise there are some other things that are changing that are confusing, right? So let's just do that, then go back to the here, and then we got here actually here, save as shape key, go back here, then eye blink, eyes blink, then we got to reset here. Then if we check here, this the mesh here, we got this, then we got gonna go back to the rest pose. Let's apply this, the pose asset, and then save here. We're gonna yes, the question is, should we this needs to be enabled, I think, but okay, I'm not sure about this corrective shape key, but what I'm sure of is that this will gonna save as shape key here. No, not the armature, right? save as shape key. Maybe we don't need that right now. Then we got okay, gonna reset the pose. Then if I enable this one and if I enable this one, then we have the pose, right? Will they work in sync? Well, they should, but what about this one? Well, this one is like is doing nothing because, well, the bones are back, right? So oh yeah, so this is more complicated. So but in terms of shape key, because the mocap, this will not even work. So we get this one. So this the question is, I have to merge this into yeah, like eyes blink, eyelashes. So this is like if I combine this with the other, then join the mesh, then they have different name, then I have to mix them together. Okay, so I'm thinking here, how many of the eye things we have? Unfortunately, it's not. This is just okay. There's eye blink. Then of course there's some change of the eye there. So for everything here, we gotta make this for separated mesh for the eyes, right? Fortunately, it's yeah. Then the brow, the eyebrow. So okay, the eye look stuff I'm not gonna move. So it's just the eye blink that is more complicated. Then we have the squint and the wide. So just two little things there that will involve the eyelash and the more nightmarish. So okay, so the technique, the method I've employed here is super complicated, and but I'm in big trouble because I can't just join this. This will ruin my rig. So this whole idea of integrating this kind of rig with mocap, like, it's turning out to be a terrible idea, because the requirements are so different, right? They are not really that compatible. The mocap rig, it's only about, essentially only about shape keys. So so I probably need to take this as a lesson for further projects, including maybe this one. But as you see, I need to conclude this. So I think I can survive a couple more of those things. And I'm not even sure if this combination later on will work all together. Yes, the basis is the same, so they were created all together from the armature deformed posing. So I think the eye blink and the eyelash and the eyelid, they are like, for example, 0.6 here. I think they are working together. 0.6 here. Yeah, you see they follow up. So it's not so horrible, but it's super, I must admit, this is super confusing. And so this kind of super confusing setup, I think, is one of the least things that we want to do in rigging, right, on rigging methods. So alright, anyways, how do I unmake this? They are not driven, right? So it's just, so I made one, yes. I made an eye blink, but this is still not perfect because the still have the problem of the mirror modifier. So this is for delivery purposes, and so this is another reason why to split the project, right? Anyways, I need to complete this for Mocap at least in one character, so that I can really know better, right, what is a good and a bad strategy. Unfortunately, this is the character I'm pushing this forward now. So alright, I have to split it probably also. So let's get the eye. So the eye here is much simpler if I don't make the eyelids motion. So this is just like, okay, let's reset the pose. So I blink, then we get I look down, so I need to turn this into shape key. So this is like the problem of this stuff is that this eye is shrink wrapped. So I also look at yeah, let's push it to towards the limit. I made it moving a little downward. So this is also another separated mesh, so I need to, yeah, so what is the problem here is because in this rig there is this eyeball is visible, and for Mocap at least I've seen the technique is to make this like a wireframe, and then we have an eye socket mesh which I don't have here. So I'll need an adaptation. This is gonna go bad, because what will happen here is that if I make this shape key, we're gonna see the shape key doesn't recognize the shrink wrapping from bone constraint for whichever, so the solely shape key will just not. So okay, let's save as shape key. So this is the easy part, so like I left. So if I reset here, so there is a tendency that this will yeah, you see it is starting to clip with the because it has to follow its trajectory and it's not respecting the there's not shrink wrap modifier, but there's a solidify. So why it is not? Alright, so let's reset here. Let's try again. Is that? There is a clipping there, but it's not as much as the from the shape key, I believe. No, the shape key is much more, right? But the eye is very close to the, see this position. Let's try here. Okay, something like that. Oh, maybe it's yeah, no, the shape key gets different, but so this is acceptable. Yeah, this is acceptable. Okay, so I have the eye left, but I think it will be much worse for others other than eye right. like, yeah, this will be a disaster. This is why we need the so how would solve that? No, this is a try. This is why the eye socket is required, the mesh of the eye socket, and not the eyeball. It would need to be invisible, and I have to reshape I found in a previous project, Tsukagi, by the way, another character that I was doing for Mocap, also in this integration multifunctional rig, and I found a way to indeed have the eye socket integrated with an eyeball, which gives the surface to which to shrink wrap, for instance, an iris pupil mesh object like this one. It is shrink wrapped through the deformed bones, by the way, through shrink wrap bone constraints. But yeah, so I found a way to integrate that, but in the end I did not include the completion of all the mocap features. So at least for this I wouldn't have problem, because the eye would be invisible anyways. And here, if I turn the eye invisible, I don't have the setup to see through, to see a sclera, fake sclera, through a emission shader behind. Yeah, so I don't have the setup here for that. It works well in Mocap. I've tested out. You see it through the eye, but you don't see it's invisible. You really, it looks like, because it's an emission shader, it looks like there is a sclera, right? Alright, so here we need to save as shape key. So this method, although it looks very good, it has this object limitation, right? It's kind of tricky. And here we see the problem. So if we don't see here, then this is for me a miracle. Yeah, there you see. So what we can see already is that not only the shape key is not respecting the final pose for some reason. I don't solidify mirror. I don't understand. And then we have the clipping, right? And clipping there. So this we could solve here with correct, if we corrected this, but yeah, this is already very, very troublesome. The shape key is linear, so there's a way to trick that, but it won't work outside, so it's like useless, I believe. Lots of questions, and I think this whole idea of making multifunctional character is like a major headache, right, folks? Major headache. It might not worth at all. So unfortunately, at least not when it comes to the mocap thing, right? Is there another way to achieve this? Okay, so because it's just a rest position is here. Why it considers it here, and the shape key why? So you see, if the eyeball was invisible, we'll still see the eye iris pupil moving. It wouldn't be, and then by the end. So here, why I'm let's reset. No, it is reset. So Okay, so this is a shape key, so I am free to repose it. But why it is this should be related to the no, the rest position is here, so the eye is already being shaped, right, according to the deformed bones, but for some reason it doesn't adjust. It didn't adjust to individual origins, 3D cursor maybe, to the yeah, so you can take the risk here to make some change here, but this will not solve the in-between problem, but can improve indeed the okay. And here we got the problem of the that it recognized the center. Alright, so you can make this weird adjustments here, right? If only I could see the real rest position, right? The only good thing here is that it's a shape key, so I can totally ruin it. Except that it doesn't. Wow, this is like hellish shape. Did the eye get deformed like that? Yeah, so this is the combination of all the procedural things. The armature is enabled, then it is still shrink wrapping on top of the so this is like shape keys. Oh, alright, shape keys. I must tell that for the rigs that I do, really I have good reasons to hate shape keys. So I can't solve this. I'll need to sort of and this is the so I'm doing very wrong things right now, because in this idea of integration, I don't want to disable all the rig system that I have, right? But this will be the way to go to solve the mocap, folks. So I didn't know about that. I wasn't thinking of this level of problems, because I'm learning this. So that means that to avoid all these horrid headaches, I would have to, besides the mirror modifier, I'd have to split the project before I started mocap. So it's like already some YouTuber mentioned it, but sometimes it's not enough to watch a video. You need to experience yourself some patterns, make for on your own, understand. So it depends on the person, but usually the guy that I mentioned, it's got other, it's not any of those guys here. It's how do you say, it's this name is trying to remember. So anim coin, let's see, I think this is probably this. So this guy here made long tutorials some time years ago about macro array. So this guy has a long dedicated series on making a 3D VTuber avatar on YouTube. So this is very rich content, but it's sort of like from scratch, start a character from scratch or nearly so. So for the rigging part, which what mostly interests me, so the content is sort of splitted here because the rigging involves many parts of the strategy of the modeling of dealing with the mesh objects. But this guy has made very good tutorials here in this series, and he mentions the importance of somewhat splitting projects. Of course, it's a different context of exactly what I'm trying to do here, but it relates to. So, because I have the bone constraint of my rig, so this turns out that I can't achieve this thing properly from the current state of my rig. It's just something that I will, if you were watching this chaotic live stream from now, you already have seen the problems that I was facing with the separated mesh objects, trying to have to make shape key on one side and the other, all these annoying steps. And now the thing that I know, this is because of the so this is maddening, totally maddening and bad technique. So from my part, so I need to, very noobish technique, so I need to make up my mind and consider that, take some radical step here, what I want of this character. So yes, I'm gonna be pragmatic here, folks. I have to give up on the idea of mocap for this one. Fortunately, I have another mocap character which didn't have this, had already the eye socket, so problem solved, and I was just stopped the mocap from, because I was engaged in something else. So I'm gonna interrupt this mocap thing here. The mouth would be much easier because the mouth is just there's no eyelash problem, although there is some another mesh that could cause from a ghost muzzle mesh from the inverse epistemic-gnomes. Maybe this could cause some related problem, but maybe not. It's more of a posing thing. But so I'm not gonna go to the end because this is already, it's clear that it won't work the way it will be too chaotic. So I'm not gonna do mocap for this character in the end. I'm gonna skip all the 50, joyfully skip. No, there's a good and a bad side to it. So possible adjustments, there is the to-do list, right? So I have to make a note here. So basically these are all notes. It's not to-do, shape keys. Okay, at least we do this. I've done this, and this is not for the exactly for the mocap. So this, let's go to the notes here in the bottom. After I'll organize this. So, and this was solved. No, is this right? Eyes blink, keep modifier. Yeah, so this was solved. So we're gonna dump this mocap stuff, because for this character she won't be for mocap in the end. She will be just for a game character. So It's acceptable. If I want to make a mocap character, then it will be another project. Not duplicated. What is this notes? But yeah, this is done. This I done before. So this is the thing that I've gonna not do. So let's complete this. So now I can, today when I go back to the rigging of the car, so I just go for the body rig, right? Helper bones, smooth waves, whatever. Yeah, and deltas. That's it. So gonna be pragmatical here. Let's get here and complete some more nodes here. So important. Yeah, so this mocap thing convert. Yeah, this is gonna didn't make mocap. Would require split projects for peace of the mind. Yeah, that is certain. Then we can say that at least this was successfully solved, although in the process. Alright, so this is what remains, and I'm going to save this as so this will be the 62. What is experimental topology? So I'm gonna wrong naming here, folks. Just organize here experimentals will be like old mocap, and then I'm gonna save this one as 63 dumped mocap, facial mocap. Yeah, then backup. And from this gonna save 64. After I'll clean up this are heavy, but I still have space on the computer. So let's start, delete this thing we don't need, and here also eyes blink. No, that's also not. So just skip the eyes blink, also not. We don't need this stuff, and we will not use this stuff anymore. So can I close here and swap regions. How to okay, so I don't know how to swap region, so just gonna join down and go back to the normal area setup workspace, and that's it, folks. So about all that, we got through some important results and techniques. So at least I don't end progress, but very little, and so yet meaningful for the continuation. So I'm not able to do this mocap. It's really like the devil, but I'm going to get it in the near future with another card, then with the correct technique, and then I will have lesser problems. So here I'll be back today, and we'll be doing the body rig, and that should be the way to go to complete this project, which I'm simplifying, hardly simplifying. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Take care and happy blending.